The Withings Activité Pop. The Withings Activité Pop is a smartwatch slash analog normal regular watch that tracks your steps, your swimming and your running, and also your sleeping activity. It is more of a analog watch as it doesn't have a digital watch face. It's just a regular watch that has smart functionalities inside of it. Here's a photo. That's what it looks like. A couple of months back, I bought this watch to replace the Sony Smartwatch 3. Of course, I knew it wasn't going to be as fancy as the Sony Smartwatch 3, but after the whole Sony Smartwatch 3 thing, I was kind of done with the whole smartwatch idea anyway. So if you like the idea of having a smart watch, don't like the looks of them, you can go for the Activité Pop. The watch has a battery that lasts a year, so it's just a regular button battery as you would place in your analog watch. Really, there's nothing else to it. It's an analog watch that has smart functionalities. You have an app. The app is great, I must tell you. It's called the HealthMate app, if I'm correct. Yes. It automatically registers when you swim, when you're walking, when you're running, when you're sleeping. You don't have to set anything for it. It has no buttons at all. It sets the time from the app on your phone, basically syncs it with the time that your phone's on. So if you're on 4 p.m. on your phone, your watch is going to be on 4 p.m. as well. You don't have to be connected. By the way, it connects through Bluetooth, so that's cool. In the end, it's a smartwatch with a, well, I wouldn't say smartwatch, I would say it's an activity tracker. It's an activity tracker with an analog look. Well, it is an analog watch. So another neat feature is that it wakes you up through vibrations, so you don't really have to set your phone anymore as an alarm. So you don't have to wake up your partner or girlfriend or wife or husband or whatever. It'll vibrate and wake you up. Now, keep in mind that this alarm does not sync with the alarms on your phone. You will have to set a separate alarm on the HealthMate app. And at the time that I used it, it also only supported one alarm at a time. So you can't snooze every 10 minutes like I do. So yeah, you can combine the Withings watch with a couple of other Withings products like the scale. What else do we have? Scales, blood pressure monitors, thermometer. So you can connect all of those with the HealthMate app, as the scale would also send the data to your phone through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, I'm not sure. So that's really cool. You can have like a couple of products that are connected to each other through the app. So you can basically have an overall view on what's up with my weight, what's up with my running activities, etc. So it is a really cool watch, or at least it was. The fact is that it is quite small. Let's compare it to this watch I have right here. This is going to be the third video I will be making. It was basically that much smaller. So it was only like this. It's really quite small, and I think it's perfect for girls, for females. But I think for men, at least I like a bulky watch, especially on bigger arms and bigger wrists. It's gonna look very tiny. It's very thin though. It's very, very thin. I will give you the measurements real quick. It's got a diameter of 36 centimeters and it only weighs 40 grams. So I kind of had to put that aside, the fact that it was really small. I was hoping for it to be a little bit bigger, but when I got it, it was quite small. So I was a little bit bummed out about that. It's cold outside. It's cold inside. Moving on. So that's the summary of the Withings Activité Pop. Now to the part where I got rid of it. The watch is a sleep tracker. So when you put down that watch, it will track your sleeping. Or when you're just lying still, it will track your sleeping. It'll recognize the fact that you're not moving at all, and then it'll turn to sleep mode. A couple of times I've had that it did not actually record the sleeping properly, and sometimes when it did it double. So I slept for 8 hours, but it counted it as 16 somehow. That was really odd, but the most annoying feature was that it should recognize when you're walking and when you're running. So I am a runner. I run quite a bit. Whenever I'm running, I want that watch to then recognize it as running, so I can actually look back on my phone and see that I was actually running at that exact time. What it did was it didn't actually tell me I was running, but it just showed me how many steps I've done in that period of time. So I could see, oh, I was running then because I've got 1,000 or 2,000 steps. I can't really do that normally in 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I don't know. So that really annoyed me. I mean, if I want a watch that tells me, that can show me when I've been walking, running, sleeping, or swimming, I want that watch to actually do that automatically, which it should do. I mean, that is the feature of the whole watch. So I returned it. I actually contacted Withings about it as well. They just kept me on a leash. In the end, it took about 3 weeks for them to actually acknowledge the problem. They didn't really give me a solution. It was like they kept giving me tests, like walk around for 50 steps, then reset it, check if it's right, but it wasn't the entire time. So the whole pedometer wasn't working as well as they advertised it. So it's a great idea, but it has to work that way. I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that the more you add to it, the more that can go wrong. I mean, the Sony Smartwatch 3 was great, but it had its flaws as well. The Withings watch with a lot less functionalities also has flaws, different flaws though. I just think it's too early to get these watches. I said it in my earlier video. They're great, but most of these watches are first generation, and like the Withings watch, Withings is a health company, or well, they make health products. They're not a watch company. So is Sony. They're not watch companies. And for the Sony, it wasn't as bad. I mean, the Sony was basically just a computer with a screen and that's it. But with the Withings watch, you could really see that the quality just wasn't as great. The app was awesome, but I think the watch itself just didn't work as well. I mean, the pedometer wasn't correct. The sleeping went wrong a couple times. It didn't actually register running as running, but just as fast walking, basically. So those things, they're flaws for a young company, I think, to start with products like these. I mean, it's a great idea, but if you're not really a watch company, the watch isn't going to be that good. So in the end, great watch. It was cool. It was a little bit tiny, but the watch itself was really quite cool. The problem was that it didn't really do what it should have done, which is track my activity correctly. That is why I bought the watch. The watch part of it was fine, but the activity tracking just isn't. It's not correct. I mean, in the end, I got 3 of those watches, and all of them weren't good. They all had the same problems. They all had the same tracking issues. The sleeping didn't go right. All of the same issues. I mean, it could be software related. I'm not sure, but the Withings support team didn't really give me any information on that either. They just kept on giving me tasks to do, like what I said. Walk around 50 steps and see if it's correct, and I want to know more. What's going on here? Is it the software? Is it? I mean, in the end, it took like a month of me contacting them, telling them what's wrong with it this time. So that really concludes my adventure with the Withings watch. I had high expectations, but the watch just didn't do what it was supposed to do, and that bums me out, because it would be a great idea. But great ideas are coming, because next video I will be talking about this bad boy, which is the Timex Metropolitan Plus. And I'm not gonna say anything, you're just gonna have to wait for that video. It's a great watch, I said it. I already spoiled it. So anyway, that concludes this video. I do think the Withings watch can be a great product. It just needs some time. Thanks for watching. Marskamp out.